Hello?
Hi.
Are you coming to the happy hour? I need to vent.
I'm still at the office.
Oh my god, are you trying to be CEO or something?
Yeah.
You'll get there, but I'll see you at happy hour.
Welcome back, everyone. This week we have an amazing guest, Shiri, a freelance copywriter known for her work with top Sephora brands. We chat about how she built her career from agency life to full-time freelance success, from navigating post-college life to LinkedIn influencing and knowing that AI will not take her job. She shares the honest truth about building your brand, your business, and your confidence along the way. So we're so excited to have you here. And we can kind of just get into, if you want to give like a brief, background on your journey, like how you went from working like a full 9 to 5 to going on your own and doing freelance.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me firstly and reaching
Of
out.
course.
It's always so weird when people ask this question because like how do I condense like a decade down? But to
Totally.
give like the synopsis, I graduated from college with a business marketing degree. I worked for an ad agency for a very short time, crazy hours and not for me. I knew I wanted to work in beauty. So I literally just messaged brands like nonstop on LinkedIn that were in my area. I started like packing PR boxes for a brand, and they were a parent company for a lot of derm brands. So I grew within that company for about 2 years. Then I got offered a job at a hair care brand, went there. And then this was like the post COVID era. So a lot of brands saw either an uptick or a huge dip. So this brand in particular was a hair care brand that did like root touch up kits and that sort of thing. So they did really well during COVID. And after they were like, yeah, we're not doing so hot. We're going to, remove some people from marketing. So I was let go. And then I was kind of like just like waiting for my next role. I was like, corporate's the only thing, to do. And it was just not happening. And I started to do side work for people, like write blog posts on the side. And I kind of just opened up to this whole world of like, wow, like freelancing is a thing. And at first I thought like, oh, it's only a part-time thing. Like people don't do this full time. And then I realized you could do it full time. Yeah. Now I'm a
Amazing.
full-time brand writer. I've worked with like top fashion and beauty brands, a lot at Sephora or coming to Sephora. So yeah.
That's awesome. And what type of copy do you do? I mean, a lot of our listeners are like younger. They're figuring out what they want to do for their career. They don't even know like what breadth of copywriting is. If you could touch on that a little bit.
Yeah. So a lot of people also get confused with copywriting. They think like, oh, copyright law. And I'm
Right.
like, no, it's not. So copywriting is literally anything with words for a brand. So it could be the packaging, the website, in-store graphics, literally anything. It can be before all of that, like the storytelling of like, how are we going to differentiate our product from others on the market? So I do a bit of everything. Like when I first started out, it was a lot of blog posts. And now I think it's been more a lot of writing emails and then helping the designer like lay them out. And it's been a lot of also like new product storytelling and then figuring out like the name of the product and like what are we going to put on the packaging and the website.
Cool.
And if Sephora has, their in-store layout, like what are we going to put on all of the things there? So yeah.
Cool. What is your favorite type of thing to write copy for? I mean, I would think that doing more of like the brand storytelling is more fun.
Yeah, brand storytelling is definitely in my top. And then I also love like social, like
Yeah.
writing captions for Instagram, like short form things are really fun too.
Totally. That's awesome. And, whenever I know like kind of COVID happened and you dabbled in freelance a little bit, but was there like a moment where you were starting to do this freelance thing like a lot and you're like, wow, like I actually am making good money from this and I don't need to have a 9 to 5?
So in the beginning, it was like blog posts, and it was usually like you get paid for a blog post between like 200 to maybe 400, 500 at the most. So I thought like, okay, this could be like a cute side thing.
Yeah.
And then I also, how I kind of started out with freelance too is Drybar needed, and this was through a recruiting agency. Like recruiting agencies are great.
Yeah.
There's ones specifically for beauty and then just in general. And they're kind of like looking for you for a job. So if you
Totally.
do have like some experience, like they can try to find you a role. And a lot of them are temp roles. So during this time, they found me like a temp role with Drybar. And I was doing like product marketing for them, like helping them name products and all that. So I think that helped also get my name out. But then I was like, okay, like maybe I'll find another temp role. Maybe I'll find another thing within marketing. And then it slowly like snowballed. It really compounds over time. Like I think like if you are in corporate, I'd say start like as a side thing, like start a Substack on the side or your own Instagram, like start something on the side because like really you never know. Like
Totally.
it could stay a part-time thing, but it could become a full-time thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, that kind of goes into what we can talk about next. I mean, how did you learn how to price your services? Like in the beginning, I'm sure you wanted to lowball your services because you wanted to get the job or like score the client, whatever. But, like your time is precious and it's worth money. So, how do you structure your services?
Yeah, in the beginning, I was doing a lot of hourly work, which did help me get brands,
Uh-huh.
but I kind of learned over time, hourly will pay I made up this quote, but it's so true. Hourly will pay your groceries, but not your rent. Like, if you add up every single minute and hour, like, you're not gonna be making enough to, like, pay for your lifestyle, especially if you live in an expensive city like LA or New York.
Right.
So at first I was doing hourly and now I do mostly retainers. And that makes it easier for the brand too, because it's like they don't have to calculate anything on their end. They know it's a set amount every month. And my lowest are like 1,500 to 2,000. And then my
Hmm.
highest can be like 7,000, like that's if you're like really in the weeds with the
Right.
brand. And so it's kind of based off of scope, but by like knowing, okay, I have these brands set for this amount of months at this scope or this rate, like you're able to make it a full-time thing. And in that respect, like there is a lot of instability with freelance, but by doing retainers and locking in clients for a few months at a time, you're kind of like making this a stable form, if not even more stable than corporate because you're not just having one stream of income. There's like multiple streams from multiple
Yeah,
brands.
totally. I know, I didn't even think about it like that. I mean, that is a way to make freelance less scary.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, it's a win-win for both the brand and yourself. Whenever you're on these retainers, like, obviously the scope varies and the pay is different, and, I'm sure, like, the more you get paid, the more that they want you to work. Can you balance, like, multiple retainers at a time?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I do try to like block out time like okay, for the first 4 hours of the day I'm going to work on this client and then I'll switch
Mhm.
over to this client. So it is a lot of juggling. You definitely have to be self-motivated and be able to hit deadlines. But yeah, like I think if anything it makes you more creative cuz instead of just working only on one brand, which you could get kind of bored of, you're like, okay, first I'm writing for a fashion brand, now I'm writing for a supplement brand, like you kind of switch off.
Totally.
So, yeah,
Yeah, and that way it kind of you have your own agency in a sense, right?
literally. Yeah.
That's so fun. And you talked about, like, recruiters. I mean, recruiters are a huge thing that I think a lot of people don't know about before they get
Yeah.
into, like, the working world after college. Like, I certainly did not know much about, like, recruiters, but, one I think in the fashion and beauty world, like, they're a huge, huge component of this industry, and if you get close with one certain recruiter, they're gonna, like, follow you and they're gonna, like, kind of make your career for you, which is amazing. But do you have that kind of relationship with a certain recruiter?
I have with a few, like, so Cultivated Talent is great. They do a lot of fashion and beauty roles.
Uh-huh.
And then they found me one hair care role that I was with. And then 24/7 agency is also another great one. I got my dry bar position through them. I've also heard of like Creative Circle, Michael Page. I've never landed roles through them. There's also Solomon Page. I would definitely check out. There's always the boutique ones and then there's like the big ones. I would honestly
Yeah,
like not just people just like apply to the jobs that they post. I would don't do that. Instead, get on a call with like a recruiter from there. Have them like save their number so you can text them. So like if you don't have a role, you can be like, "Hey, like I'm on the market. Like did anything come up?" Because it's a win-win. Like they get a cut once you get the job, but it's not taken from your paycheck. It's taken from the
right.
employer.
Totally. And that's great. I mean, like, yeah, because we can talk about LinkedIn altogether, but, it's so hard to stand out within like the applicant pool that LinkedIn brings because thousands of people are clicking and applying like every single day to every single role. It feels like impossible, especially in a city like New York or LA or Miami, wherever. But like, I love that advice. Like, go out to the recruiter directly because then you actually form a relationship with them. And if they get something that, hasn't been posted yet, they're able to just like call you and say, like, I have this thing, like, let's get you in first.
Yeah, 100%. I think the easy apply thing is now just a black hole. Have I heard of people getting jobs through it? Yes, but I think it's very rare.
Totally.
Maybe if you pay for like the LinkedIn premium, it might boost your profile above others. But I just think also with AI now, it's just so easy to create a cover letter or just like apply to 10 million things in a day that it doesn't really mean much. I think your connections and are going to trump everything.
Yeah, totally. And you go to a lot of networking events, which is awesome. I mean, how do you find these events? How do you know which ones are the right ones to go to make these like more genuine connections that will last long?
Yeah, a lot of it is trial and error. Like there are some that I've went to and I'm like, that was not worth the ticket. They
Yeah,
are like some are pricier than others. Like
right.
I would say some are, just close to $100. Some can be like 1,000 or even thousands. So if you do work in corporate or for a brand, sometimes you can ask the employer to like cover the ticket. But obviously, if you're a freelancer, it is a tax deduction, but you have to pay
Yeah.
for it yourself. So I just try to go to like as a few a year, and I try to go to smaller ones too. Like I like the smaller ones and just kind of see like what was the vibe at that one versus a different one. And it's interesting to see. Sometimes, you meet people and it's really a long game. Like you're not going to meet someone who's just going to like right away give you a job, but like
Yeah.
you never know down the road you connect with them. I think connecting with them on Instagram is helpful too because they see your stories, like they see you're a real person, like they remember you in that way.
Right.
But I find a lot of them on Instagram, LinkedIn, through mutuals. Like I think over time, if you're in any industry, you kind of like build up a network over time. I think also like stay in touch with the people you're working with because they move on to other brands and do other things. And you just never know. Like people still today from my first beauty job when I was 21 are still giving me opportunities because they moved
Oh,
on to
wow.
other brands.
That's
So it just,
awesome.
yeah, it builds up.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, and that's why it's, like, so important to just, like, stay in contact with everyone and
Yeah.
just even if it is, like, being on Instagram connected through there, like, they see your story, like, "Oh, they're in this city, cool, like, I'm here too, let's meet up for coffee," or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
one of my
great.
hacks also would be create content. Like if you go to an event and you post stories, like people might click into your story or you could click into other people's stories from the event. Or if you create like a TikTok after the event, like people can also find you. Like I've been to networking events, but then made friends after the event being like, oh, I didn't see you there, but like I saw your content afterward.
Oh, got
Like
it.
let's meet for coffee and like we're still in touch.
Well, that's
So
great. So, I
yeah.
mean, so you basically use social media as, like, your own personal branding marketing tool.
Correct. Yeah, and LinkedIn is my biggest. Like, I think people cringe at LinkedIn or just
Yeah.
think it's really stale or you just only go there for a job. But if you treat it like you're a human, you could ask people on it to like do a virtual coffee with you or in-person coffee and you post on it regularly, like you can just get ups left and right. Like you reached out
Yeah.
to me on LinkedIn because you saw my
Yeah,
stuff. So it's the
literally.
same way. Yeah. People see
I
you're a
know.
human and then they're comfortable to reach out to you.
Seriously, I know, and, like, the thing is it's so hard when you're starting your own thing and you wanna be on social media, but, like, maybe your personality's not as much like a big like, me, myself, like, I don't post really on my personal Instagram much, but, like, doing this podcast, I'm like, "Okay, I have to get out of my comfort zone, like, I can't be like, this is feels so cringe," but, like, it's not, like, it's cool. You need to get over
Yeah.
the, like, mental block of, "Oh, wait, maybe people will judge me for this."
100%. I think I understand the privacy aspect of not everyone wants their face to be on the internet, but I do think in the time and age we live, like the more
Yeah.
you show up online, the more opportunities you're just going to get. Like it just works that way unless you have really great connections somehow through, I don't know, parents or friends or something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like the more you show up, the more like it'll only do good for you. And I don't know, the cringe thing, I say people hate to see that themselves like trying. Like I don't want people to see me trying or like posting like I'm an influencer when I'm have only 500 followers. Like yeah, who cares? You have to get over that. And I think that actually builds up your confidence. Like the more you show up and just don't care and just share your voice, after a while you're like I'm getting cool opportunities from this. So like I don't care if you judge me.
Literally, do you feel like LinkedIn is the easiest place for you to, like, grow quickly as, like, a social media form? Or, like, are you using TikTok or Instagram more?
Yeah, I say always use a few platforms. I would say Instagram for me is the best with keeping in touch with people because again, they see your stories, you
Right.
can DM them. I think it's way better to get someone's Instagram than someone's number because a number is just a number versus Instagram you see their face
Yeah.
and you can remember them that way. But yeah, LinkedIn, I definitely like I've gotten a lot of like freelance roles right now just through posting regularly. Then people see my face and my content and then reach out to me and are like, "Oh, are you open to more work?"
Right.
So I often don't really apply to things much anymore. They just come to me in that way. So I do think like LinkedIn is the place to go to just like unashamedly say what you're up to, and people will buy into it as long as you're not coming off as like salesy. So I see a lot of posts that are like, "Oh, I'm looking for a role," or "Does anyone need a graphic designer?" Like that's not the way to do it. I think like show value first, show, trends on the market or things you're interested in, like keep posting regularly about things that interest you, and then people will see it, follow it, and come along.
Cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. Do you have like your specific like content strategy? You just said like posting trends, like what you're interested in. Like have you found your own like formula that works best for you?
Yeah, and mine's kind of crazy, which not everyone has to do this. I post daily.
Yeah.
Again, not everyone has to do this. I have a friend who used to work for LinkedIn, and he told me like use up to 9 hashtags that are relevant in your post, but not more than that. He also told me post 1 time a day, not more than that, because then it would be spammy. Sometimes I do
Right.
post twice a day though. Commenting on people's posts helps a lot, like engaging with people you follow and
Right.
people in your industry. Like I'll always go on the connection tab and like connect with people who I see are in a similar field and ask them like if they want to do virtual coffee or in-person coffee. But in terms of like the actual content I post, I mix in video content, which I film it on TikTok. And if it's,
Mhm.
as long as it's like LinkedIn friendly, I'll share it to LinkedIn too. And people like that it's more playful than the
Right.
usual content on LinkedIn. So I'll do some LinkedIn content. I'll do some like written posts about like my thoughts on certain things or my tips. I'll talk a lot about becoming a freelancer and also about copywriting and the beauty space. And then I also will link sometimes to like my Substack or my blog. So that helps too.
Cool. And are you like more new to Substack or you've been on it for a little bit? I know it's like up and coming and people are starting to go on there more and brands are starting to go on there, which is crazy.
Yeah, I've been on it for a few months now and it's incredible. Like it's growing quickly. People can send you money, which they
Mhm.
have, which is insane. Like the people support writers, which is really cool. You can
Yeah.
even like start a subscription with it. I think it's already so big, but I do think this is just the beginning. We're only like touching the tip of the
Right?
iceberg with it. And yeah, brands have started in, founders, like we're going to see such an influx on there. And the people who are always early adopters, as we've seen with TikTok, like if you started TikTok in 2020, it's like there's no way to catch up to you now. Like it's very, very hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I have a Substack that I share with another girl called Beauty Brief Unpolished,
Cool.
where we talk about like different things in the industry within beauty or being a freelancer. And we're both consultants. And then I have my own Substack called Shiri Spills. And that's kind of more like just like a diary. And it's very like, I just wanted to do something. I was like, I'm sick of writing about beauty products all day
Yeah.
long. So it's just very much my thoughts on different things. Like I should read some of the titles to you. I think I try to be like very, it's like that platform is very much Shiri Spills is like very much my own voice, like because a
Uh-huh.
lot of times I'm writing not as myself.
Right.
I'm very also vocal about money and like finances as a girl. I think a lot of people just shy away from that talk, and I'm very,
Totally.
very transparent about it. So I have a post called like "Girls Just Want to Have Fun."
Cute.
I have another one, "Healing Might Kill My Ambition." I talk a lot about that. Being self-employed is sexy. Or even getting older. Yeah, so I have a lot of fun on there. It's just like very much another tip I have. I think people like schedule out their content too much and it's like felt when it's like forced.
Uh-huh.
So more so when I have an idea that like comes to mind, I'll just sit down and like write it right away and get it out right away. And those posts perform better. And I think just people can feel the energy behind it, like the intention
Yeah.
behind it.
Totally. I mean, it's with any social media, you can feel if it's authentic or not. Like you can things feel so forced now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool because Substack's almost like it's like your diary basically if you treat it like that. Or it's like your
Yeah.
notes app in your phone, like you're writing down random stuff that you don't want to forget. But that's so fun. So the girl that you do your joint Substack with, did you guys meet like through work?
Yeah, this is also the funniest story ever. So I met her on LinkedIn. We've never met, and we
I
now
bet.
have like a beauty publication together called the Beauty Brief.
Yeah.
We get packages, like PR packages daily from it. Like we started this over 2 years ago. and we've never met in person. So this is like you want to know the power
Wow.
of LinkedIn. Yeah, so I kept seeing her posts on LinkedIn. She also had a similar story, like got let go from a corporate beauty job and started freelancing just, in the meantime. And then
Yeah.
the full-time job never really came and we just kind of kept building. And I was like, "You want to like do something together?" And she was down. And we were like thinking about names and I was like, "The beauty brief." And then we'll like cover beauty launches and like beauty marketing and beauty trends and being a
Right.
freelancer. And yeah, now we have over 10,000 followers on LinkedIn. And
Wow.
that's another story. Like we have an Instagram and it's under 1,000 followers. Like it hasn't grown tremendously,
Uh-huh.
but our LinkedIn like took off. And then our Substack too, like we only started that pretty recently and we've already made money from that as well. So it
Wow.
kind of just shows you like there are some platforms that are just easier to adapt to for than others.
Totally. And these people who are like giving you money through Substack for your beauty one, like, are they just random people that decide to do it or like mix of friends and family?
It's just random people that are following us. A lot of them
Wow.
are LinkedIn followers and just wanna support.
That's
But yeah,
great.
it's incredible. Yeah.
That's so cool. Is there like a hack you think to Substack? I mean, you post like randomly, you said, and obviously I'm sure you guys have like a content strategy there too, but is there like a hack you think to like rapid growth on there?
Yeah, I think you have to, like, own your niche. So I've
Yeah.
seen people, like, do fashion really take off there, and, like, I saw a girl had a partnership with Rothy's.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, or I think you just have to, like, choose a lane and, like,
Yeah.
really be really strong at it. Yeah, like, there's a market for everything. So if you feel like you have a unique point of view to speak on, like, dive into it and write about it and see where it goes.
Yeah, totally. I love that. I mean, we're on Substack, we're trying to figure it out. Like it's a whole different and like, we grew up in like Instagram, TikTok world, so we are not used to this like new form of content, but do you think like there will be short form video on Substack? There already is kind of or
So there's a part of the platform that you can do a podcast and they make it really easy. Like they'll
Yeah, we
just
do
post it
do
out
that.
to Spotify and everything.
Yeah,
But I do think like that's not like short form isn't the point. I think
right.
like blog posts died a couple years ago. With AI and with TikTok, people are like blogs are dead. And so I think like Substack is showing like no, people actually do want to read a blog post.
Yeah, and, like, it's so authentic, like, it's not where there's AI, there's not, like, all these bots. You feel like you're, like, actually in, like, a safe haven of, like, creative people, which is amazing. We can kind of talk about AI. I mean, AI and copywriting, I mean, everyone who's not, like, on the creative side says, "Why do we need a copywriter when we have AI?"
Yeah.
And I'm sure you felt that, and I know, like, they're not gonna take copywriters' jobs, but, I mean, what's your stance with that?
Yeah. Okay. So I think of AI like a calculator. So
Mhm.
if you take an advanced math class like calculus, they let you take your calculator to class, but you can have the calculator with you and still get an F on the
Yeah,
test. It's a
literally.
tool, like it's a tool like anything, but it's not going to help you solve all of the problems. I also think like again, you could have a robot play the piano and it will hit the keys, but it won't sound amazing. It won't
Mhm.
sound like it has soul and heart. And I think that's what a human does. It gives it that touch. So I think like again, if you're a mom and pop brand, you don't have the budget and you're like, I just quickly need like a tagline for my brand or brainstorm something, for the website, use AI. But if you're like a profitable brand at Sephora and you need a unique point of difference, you better hire, a human copywriter to
Literally.
work on it. That's my point of view. I think like the minute you go to AI, again, it's like a search engine that takes everything from Google and the internet. So it's
Mhm.
nothing's original. So like it could save you time with like outlining, with brainstorming, but I do think it makes me a lot dumber if I try to when I try to use it. So I always think also like imagine if I had this in college when I was writing papers. Like I don't think most colleges let you use it for that, but I do think like it would have made me so much less creative because you're just
Yeah.
following like it has a way of talking always and a way of going about things. But as a human, we're just so much more creative. But again, people also want us to rush now I have had roles that ask me like, we want you to use AI to rush the process to make things faster. So I think there is that, which I think it is fine for certain things, but I think for more creative things, it's not okay.
Right.
So again, if it's like you're just organizing something, maybe organizing a script or an outline, I think it's fine. But I think like the over reliance on it or to use it for something like coming up with your brand's name or things like that that should be more of a human task and something that you think on and you take the
Mhm.
time with, that's where I think you should not be using it.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I think it's crazy that how fast that it's evolved and everything, and it's a great tool to use like you said, for those small things, but it does feel like creativity is like dying with AI. Everyone, I mean, I'm victim to it. I go to ChatGPT to like do something, like I'm like, "Oh, I don't know how to do this. Let me ask the chatbot." But um
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy that you are like, "No, I don't want to use this thing."
Yeah, I also think, like, in terms of a brand, say, like, you go to Sephora
Yeah.
and you are a clean skincare brand, minimal ingredients, you're aesthetic. There's so many brands like that. So if you go to chat and you say what
Mhm.
who you are as a brand and ask it for, like, "Come up with my brand tagline," or it's gonna be pretty generic and, like, everyone's
Totally.
gonna just sound the same. So if you really wanna sound different and also, this is another thing too. Sometimes I'll read ads, like even driving along LA, and some are like so well written and so good that I'm like, there's no way that AI wrote this. Like it's so
Yeah,
human. It has like such a good joke that I just know like
totally.
AI couldn't come up with it. So I think like again, that will just like speak volumes and your brand will outshine the others versus like
Yeah.
if they're just all generic and all sound the same and use the same kind of words and verbiage. Like it's kind of a giveaway at this point.
Definitely. And so, will you walk me through your personal, like, creative process? Let's say, like, a brand comes to you, gives you their brief, and then what is your process like?
Yeah, so it depends for what, like for emails, like I like to ask them like who are your competitors? Build.com is a great
Yeah,
website. You can search any
it's
brand's
awesome.
emails. Yeah, I'll ask them like who are your competitors? What do you like about them? What do you not like about them? I'll ask them if they have like a predetermined like brand voice set up, like who are
Mhm.
your ideal customers? There are brands I work with that, you know, they have some interesting data. They're like, "Oh, we're trying to target younger consumers, but who's actually buying us is older." So like
Yeah.
that information is really helpful. Sometimes I'll just walk the aisles of Sephora and try to get inspiration of like all the different brands out there and how one can be different from another.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I test out a lot of products. So I read a lot of books on like copywriting, beauty. I think just the more you're in it and like getting inspiration, then you have to like take a break also sometimes from it and just
Yeah.
like go for a walk. Yeah, I think that's really important for creative fuel too. So the two combined, I think are the key.
Yeah.
Being
So
so in it, but then also like taking a break from it from time to time.
yeah, I know. It's so important to like know when you're at capacity and you're like, I need to take a mental breather and like go work out and then come back to this later.
And you always have the best ideas then. Like I've had the best ideas on like hikes or in the shower.
Yeah, oh my god, shower. That's, like, the best place ever to think.
Yeah, or, like, I'll be with a friend even, and then we're just talking about the most random thing ever, and then I'm like, "Wait, what about this?" Like, that would be cool.
Literally, and then you're like, "Wait, I need to, like, write this down so I
Yeah.
don't forget."
Yeah,
So
literally.
funny. So, do brands, like, they give you, like, a their, like, brand book, I would assume, like,
If they
or
have
some
one, you'd be surprised. Some brands don't, and then I could help them if they want to.
Uh-huh.
Again, also, there's brands that just are very generic and they don't mind being that way, which I'm not for it, but there are brands like that versus then there are other brands that are like, they come to me and they're like, "No, we really wanna be different and stand
Yeah.
out." And so I'll kinda meet them where they're at.
Yeah.
But definitely, if you're like a profitable brand that is at Sephora, like you need a key point of difference.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and you've been in the industry, like, you probably seen brands, like, rotate in and out of there and
Yeah,
because, like, they don't have because all those products are the same, like, they're not all the same, but you know what I mean, like, you have to have something about your brand that sticks out. I mean, me
exactly.
personally as a consumer, I go into Sephora and I gravitate towards, like, packaging, I gravitate towards cute messaging, I gravitate towards clean ingredients, you know, it depends on your audience, obviously, and if you can really, like, understand that key consumer is probably, like, the best way to be able to, like, voice their brand.
Agreed. Yeah, and it's really all of those things combined. Like as you were saying, like it is the packaging and it is influencers talking about your product, but people overlook the messaging and the storytelling, and I think that's when it gets confusing because then you don't even know it's like a person not knowing who they are. It's the same
Right.
with like a brand. Like the brand doesn't even they're just trying to be trendy and that you could
Totally.
feel that too.
Yeah, and do you think I mean, I feel like in this, like, super digital driven age and there's less money being invested into, like, big, beautiful campaigns and, like, big productions. Everyone's like, digital content, 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 like, mass produced content. Do you feel like I feel like some brands are kind of trying to shift back into this, like, big story as opposed to, like, mass producing content all the time. Do you feel like a lot of the brands that you're working on are, like, trying to root themselves back into their true authentic brand?
Yes, I've seen a lot of people doing like a brand refresh or like these past few years, definitely. I think they're trying to like come back like, wait, who are we? Like we kind of got lost in the noise.
Yeah.
I'm definitely seeing a lot of that. I'm also seeing if they do spend on, like you said, like a big campaign, I'm seeing like a lot of they want to kind of do something cute and fun that can be translated back to digital. So, for example, like one brand will do like a QR code on the pavement in LA. So, like
Uh-huh.
people might, and then they'll show it on social, like people scanning the QR
Yeah.
code and the website pops up, like cool things like that that aren't like extremely pricey, but are just different and stand out.
Yeah, I mean, it lets you, like, experience the brand.
Yeah. Also, these brands now are doing
Yeah.
pop-ups,
I
which
mean, so many beauty pop-ups everywhere.
yeah, like every week I'm sure in New York, same with LA. And some are cute and well done. Others I don't think are worth it and they're making people stand in line for hours for nothing.
Yeah.
But I think yeah, like brands have to figure out how to cut through the noise.
Seriously, I mean, these brands, they're doing like crazy activations, and some make sense and some don't, like you said, but they create these crazy cult followings. And these girls will sit out in like whatever weather it is for hours. At like 4 a.m., they'll start standing in line. I'm like, what is going on? Like, you're just getting a free like tote bag, but like they're obsessed with it. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, that's the power of marketing and branding and personal branding. Like if you talk about Road with Hailey Bieber, like
Yeah.
in LA on Melrose, there was lines for days.
God, I
So
bet. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and she's done a great job of creating the whole brand experience, and they're really true to who they are, in my opinion, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's the queen of starting trends. Like she started the glazed donut
Oh,
trend with the nails, the strawberry look with the
uh-huh.
little freckles. Like I think she's the queen of that and like doing it on social, also like food marketing. Like they do a lot of
Totally.
yeah,
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of beauty brands are, like, diving into that,
marketing.
like, food marketing's so trendy right now, like, even in fashion as well, like,
Yeah.
bringing that sensory experience to it. Are there, like, specific beauty brands that you think are, like, killing it right now and that other brands look to for inspiration?
Yeah, definitely say at Sephora. I don't know if you
Uh-huh.
follow their founder, Lainey. Like, she for sure has someone full time just following her around and creating
Yeah,
content. She's very active on social and she shares her opinions. And I think that's one of the reasons the brand is doing so well right now. Like, people really like her and are buying
yeah,
into her. So I think that founder marketing is huge and will get even bigger.
totally.
That's like another service I just started doing is like LinkedIn ghostwriting. So
Oh, cool.
writing for founders' LinkedIn's. So yeah, I
Cool.
think again, like people starting, founders having a Substack, a LinkedIn, a TikTok, that's just going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
So Say is doing an amazing job with Lainey on that.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the founder thing is so important, especially for Gen Z, I think, audience. I'm Gen Z. We love a good founder story. We love feeling like we know the brand through social, through these founders sharing the BTS of their brand, sharing anything and everything. And I mean, you're right. Like you need somebody to follow you around 24/7 and just film everything you're doing because it's a lot of work.
Yeah, and taking it away from brands, but even I feel like the videos that perform really well on TikTok are like a day in my life working for this company
Yeah.
or days in my life as a freelancer or as a brand owner. Like I think just people just want something real now.
Yeah.
Real stories, real people. Like that authentic connection is what people are searching for.
Totally. And I mean, we talked about it with Substack, where I think we're seeing people wanting to go back to this like personal connection. It was lost a little bit, but hopefully it's coming back, which is exciting to see. And I'm excited to see more brands like lean into it. I mean, it's difficult when you're like a well established brand and then you bring in this founder piece after the fact, kind of. And then people are like, wait, who's this person? Why are we caring about it? And then difference between that and somebody who's fully founder led from the get go. I think it's totally different markets of people and their audiences are going to be different based on what they care about, the product or the brand as a whole. But it's so
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I say for everyone, like everyone now should have a personal brand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you don't like video, okay, fine. Do something in the written form.
Uh-huh.
But like, you do need to show up online now. And like, your brand will give you leverage above other people. Like, if there are two great graphic designers, but one shows up online more, posts content, goes out and networks, like, who's going to get the gig? Like,
Yeah.
that person has
Totally.
a one up there. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's your I mean, obviously it takes time to build your personal brand, but is there something that besides being out there and doing all these posts and everything, is there something that you think everyone needs to do in order to really shine through with their personal brand?
I just think show up as yourself. Like
Yeah.
like I will give my opinions on things and maybe not everyone agrees with it,
Totally.
but as long as you're not at it in like a critical way, but
Yeah.
just like an honest, transparent. Another thing too to get brands' attention, instead of going to a brand saying, "Hey, are you hiring?" Instead say, "Hey, I looked at your recent campaign. I noticed this. Here's how what I would recommend to make it better." And like
Yeah.
this is why I think you like not a critical mean way, but in like a helpful way that will catch
Totally.
people's attention. So doing like a
Yeah.
mock case study or mock-ups of things, I think is really cool. But overall, I think just show up as yourself. Like everyone has something that makes them unique or has like a hot take to them. Like for example, I'm very open about sharing money stuff, like
Uh-huh.
how much I make or how much I spend. So I think that gets people's attention. So I think like
Totally.
everyone has that like key point of difference and you should just own it.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, confidence is like the number one thing that, if you're confident about it, then you're gonna do well with it. Most like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and if you're not, just, like, keep going anyway, and
Fake it,
it'll build
literally.
over time, yeah.
Yeah, totally. No, I love that. I mean, I've always been a big proponent of like fake it till you make it because you never know what's gonna happen, which is
Yeah.
amazing. I have one last question for you. For anyone starting their career, what is one piece of advice that you would give them?
Yeah, I would say if you're starting out, just know everything is a long game. I think people are just so, like, they have a dream job in mind, or I just wanna
Yeah.
work for this brand, and it's really a long-term game, like, everything I've done, if you stalk me on LinkedIn and say, "Wow, she's worked with so many amazing brands," like, this has taken a decade. Like, I started at 21 and now I'm
Uh-huh.
almost 29. So, it does
Yeah.
take a while, and you just have to, like, really love what you do. As cliche as it sounds, like, your passion is just you're gonna outwin other people, outwork other people because of it, because you're actually enjoying the process and enjoying what you're doing. And then I would say always learn new skills. Like that's another thing. Like the higher up you get in your career and the older you get too, and you have more responsibilities in life, you're just not going to have that time to like listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos and learn new skills, read all these books. So definitely in your
Mhm.
early 20s, like do the most that you can with that and get really, really good at like a specific skill, whether it's copywriting or graphic design or social, like whatever it is, with the times changing, like that skill will become transferable. And then I would also say show up online in some way because again, I didn't show up from like 21 to like 25, 26 online at all. Like I was such a private person and then I learned like, oh wow, like this is not going to work. Like if I want opportunities for myself, like I'm going to have to show up online in some medium. So I would say start something online, like something on the side, and don't think it's going to make you money. It might not, but like that's not the point. Like you should just
Right.
have your little corner of the internet, whether it's like a Pinterest, a Substack, an Instagram, just like it could be anything.
Totally. I love that. And, if you go into it with the mindset that I'm not going to make any money from this, then, it probably will blow up and you didn't even try to
Because you're
make
just
it blow
having
up.
fun.
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
like the best because it's the most authentic and you're having fun with it.
Yeah, like when me and Bethany started the beauty brief, like we were just like, we're just seeing all these launches, but nobody's like talking about the marketing
Yeah.
strategy and like what's going on behind it. So we just wanted to like share our thoughts. Like I think the more value you add and the more you share your thoughts, like you just never know what will happen.
Totally. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I had so much fun.
Thank you.